Chapter 1. Dexter Williams, a 19-year-old schoolboy, sat on his bed. The walls in his room were a dull gray. A cheap bed leaned against one wall. Against the wall on the opposite side was a desk on which textbooks, pens, and paper were scattered. The desk faced a small circular window no larger than the size of an average infant. From this window, Dexter could look out and see the city of Aswan. On one corner of the ceiling was a speaker. Dexter cringed when he heard the speaker crack and hum. "Student 24, report to the examination room," announced a female voice. It was difficult to tell whether this female voice was human or not. "All students are to assemble in the canteen at 1900 hours. Dexter checked his wristwatch. 1830 hours. In his hands he held a box covered with colorful wrapping paper. It was a gift for Miss Jenkins, his chemistry teacher. He left the present on his desk and took out a hand mirror from under his bed. Dexter did not like his own face. Acne and pink cysts covered both his cheeks. The acne oozed oily sebum, which made his whole face shine when exposed to light. His hair was scruffy, his breath smelly, and his clothes were raggy and torn. Other students knew him derisively as the bum. Dexter was too nervous to talk to Ms. Jenkins. He looked out from the foggy window again and wondered how long he'd been in this government-owned education and rearing institution. He longed to see his parents, even though he had never seen them before. He knew from his history class that before the establishment of the world government, also known as the world state, children were actually raised by their parents. Today it is government policy that all babies are taken from their parents at birth and sent to certified government institutions to be reared by trained scientists, physicians, and educators. Student 24, report to the examination room. As a final reminder, all other students must assemble in the canteen in 1900 hours. Dexter's student number was 26. Today was 24 March 3000. His final exam was in 3 or 4 weeks. If he passed, he could leave the institution. The calculator, the lecture notes, the notebook, the mathematics textbook open to a page on integral calculus. All these things constantly reminded Dexter of what he should be doing. But what he should be doing was not always what he wanted to do. Like the circular window in his room, his mind was foggy. A foggy mind was not specialized for mathematical thought. A foggy mind was only good for daydreaming. Dexter locked his bedroom door behind him and walked down the dimly lit corridor. He hid the present underneath his clothes, lest others became suspicious. The walls were all gray. There were no windows. The only light came from the dusty incandescent globes dangling on chains from the ceiling. As he walked to the lift at the end of the corridor, many doors flanked him. This institution held thousands of young boys like him. He didn't have time to know them all. Dexter sat alone on a table in the middle of the canteen. All around him were students who were busily talking and laughing. As he scanned the room, Dexter felt self-conscious because other students kept looking at him and staring at him. There must have been something unusual about him. Perhaps his appearance. Dexter finished his fried rice quickly and went to the library. The library was approximately half full, but Dexter had no problems finding a vacant desk. On his desk, Dexter had his diary, textbooks, lecture notes, and notepads in front of him. He started writing in his notepad. Towers of books surrounded him. Noise started to distract the boy. His sensitive ear picked up everything: the rustling of papers, the shuffle of feet, the whisper of librarians, and the low hum of the air conditioner. He plugged his earphones in and turned on the soothing music of Mozart, Handel, Vivaldi, and Bach. The music kept his mind off the background noise. It controlled his emotions. The music for Dexter was like oil for a machine. It cleansed and lubricated the gears and pulleys in his brain, making sure all the pistons and levers fell in the right place, making sure all the calculations in his mind were processed with accuracy and precision. He looked at the answers at the back of his book and ticked off the textbook questions he answered correctly. Dexter thought about nothing but mathematical symbols. He kept writing, turning the pages, reading the text, checking his answers. He studied for 5 hours straight, until the batteries in the portable music player finally died.